Now we can get even more specific than with the form view, because we still have such a common scenario here that we want to present a form and then save data in a database based on that form. Because that's such a common scenario, we don't even need this form view. There are even more specialized views we can utilize. For this, from Django Views generic edit, instead of the form view, we can import the CreateView. And that's a more specialized form view which will automatically save data for us. It will automatically create data, hence the name. So we can now inherit from CreateView here, and now we don't even need to specify the form class here. We don't even need to create a form class at all. We could delete the form class defined here in forms.py. Instead here, we set up the model again, just as we did it in the list and detail views. Because, of course, since this view is all about creating data, it needs to know for which model to create data. So in this case, the review model. Now this create view is able to automatically infer a model form based on that model for you. So you don't even need to create your own review form based on the model form here if you use the create view. Instead, you then just need to add fields here, just as we needed to add fields when creating our own form based on model form, to define for which fields of our model we want to create form controls. So we can set this up as we did in our custom form. Alternatively, you still can set up a form class and point at your custom created form, which then should be a model form though. That is something you might want to do if you want to do more than just configure the fields. For example, in our case, we also configure labels and error messages. And that's not possible here in CreateView. You can't add a labels key here. That's not supported. So therefore, here in my case, I will let the CreateView know which model this is all about and which form class to use. And with that, Django will be able to create a form based on our definition here, but it then will also be able to automatically save data when that form is submitted in a valid state. And then it will redirect us to the success URL thereafter. So now we can get rid of form valid here and just have this code here to render a form, validate a form, show errors if needed, and save the data through that review model if the data is submitted successfully. So with all that, if we now save this updated view here, if I go back to localhost 8000 and I enter a new feedback, this should work, and I click send, I'm redirected here. And if we have a look at reviews, this indeed was stored successfully. So that's the create view, which is awesome if you have this scenario that data should be created. You want to present a form for that with all the features we implemented in the last course section, and the data should then be saved to a database. Now, besides the create view, we also have the update view and the delete view. I'll not dive into them here, but they work kind of in the same way. They basically focus on fetching data and then showing you a form pre-populated with that data, and then updating that data in the database once the form is submitted in case of the update view. And the delete view, of course, is all about allowing you to delete data. These are more specialized views you could use, but I think we had a look at enough views for the moment, and you hopefully get the idea behind all these pre-built views and when you might want to use them. Now we're going to see some of these views in action in our course project, the blog, where we're also going to apply this. But before we do that, there are more core Django features I want to dive in together with you.